This is the Merion Bat 9 ready to go. It's high wind, so it should be pretty tricky. Or I expect it to be anyway. Oh boy, I couldn't get the mute button in time. Oh man, good start. So 51, 51 and 14, so 56. Should be playing about 56. So I'm going to hit the 64 wedge with top spin and go right around 90%. Should be good. I missed it early. It's going in the general direction still. I might have played a little too much wind there, but we'll take it regardless. Very fast, so make sure and just slam it. What do we got here? Okay, I'm gonna probably try and put this in the rough down there. Hopefully get close to a ding is all we need here. That should be fine. Even if it hits the tree or something, it's not a big deal, I don't think. So we got 50 yards. 50 yards. So 50 yards. Gonna hit the 64. Gonna go with right around check marks, being right around there somewhere. So this is probably only playing maybe 3 yards shorter. So 47, 46, somewhere in that range. So probably in the 95, 96% range. Missed another one way early. And that was short. Probably lost some yardage on that one, perhaps, given that I missed the ding again by a mile. Missed that one even worse than the first one, I think, so wasn't even close. Should definitely be closer than this from there. But the putt, let me just have a good look at it. It's got 4 dots of movement essentially. The 5th dot's not really, the one closest to the hole's not really a consideration here. So 8.8, so that should be good. That might even be high actually, but I don't think so. I think that should be good. So I'm gonna go with this scale and go somewhere just about there. So we got the front pin here. That should get over no problem. We just have a headwind going in here. Let's see, what do we got here? We've got 125, 130 with a 16 headwind here. 130, 16 headwind. This play's a couple yards long, so I'm going to add 2 yards to it. I'm going to say 132 with a 18 headwind rather. 18 headwind, not 16 or 17, whatever I call it. So about 143, 144 is what we want to play this, I think. So we'll go with the 8 iron. This lands usually around 149, so 9 times 97% is 144 exactly. So what was that, 97%? Yeah, we'll go with that. That looks good to me. So 97. Is it just a hair early? The wind's not really bringing it around as much as I was hoping. The 2 yards I added, I went 2 yards long, so. But I missed it. I played too much wind, actually, because I didn't miss the ding by a lot. I just played too far left. Now we've got a putt that, kind of a nightmare putt here. So a putt like this, the first thing I would do is look at the fastest moving part of this putt, which is the last 2 dots actually in this case, and I would think about how much that's going to break and how much I want to adjust for those 2 dots first. So for those 2 dots specifically, I'd probably adjust there just for those 2 alone. So that's quite a bit, but just for those, if the ball were sitting right here and I had those 2 dots, I would put it somewhere right about there. So let's go back to chip mode here. So now we're going to ignore those 2 dots and look at the rest of the putt behind that. So where the blue line starts, basically 3rd grid box onward. And now we'll figure out how much I want to adjust for those 2 or 3. Looks like there's about 3 actual moving dots there. So how much do I want to adjust for those? So here is the 2, and for those 3 I'd probably go out about half of that or so. So about that much there, roughly. And that's about where I would end up going with, I think. Because I want the ball, when it's tracking towards the hole, I want the ball, when it gets to this point, I want the ball to be directly in line with this point, where I think the last 2 dots are going to go in at. So basically the hole is where the aimer is now, if that makes any sense, and the putt is only from the 3rd grid box back. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So somewhere there looks pretty good. So 13 down 5 is 8, so we'll hit this somewhere right around that, maybe a little bit less. And that's how I do those. It's quite a decent system, I think. It seems to work because those are quite tricky putts. So, I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone else, but that's just how I do it. So this should just be a full backspin 9-iron, I think. Basically, just full power. Missed a little early again. And 2 yards short, or a yard short. Not bad. Should be able to handle this 4-footer, I hope. Although I missed some of these here. I missed more short putts here. And not the hard ones either. I make the hard ones. I miss these ones for some reason. Like I'll put it here and it won't break or something like that. That's typically what happens. So I'm just going to hit this about 5 and so we got the back pin here today. Looks like we might even have a headwind when we get up here, so it should be good there. Just cleared the trees. Should keep pushing right. Yeah, gonna have a headwind for sure. So 19. What do we got? 125. 205. So at 224 right to the hole roughly. So 3-iron full backspin should be quite nice, I think. Just under power, just under. Very close to a ding. I don't mind being a little bit left because it'll roll up. It'll hit the green and roll up, hopefully. And kind of move to the the right a little bit, so that's a little bit short. 4 yards. But it's a good putt, definitely short. Short here is not a bad thing. It's kind of a weird one though. The dots are kind of, the first two aren't really doing anything. The third one is kind of moving, and then the last three are kind of moving. So basically it's the last 3 dots, or the last 4 dots are all we're concerned with here. So they're not moving at all from this side, so that could mean this is dead straight actually. Oh boy. Tough call. I'm going to play it almost straight pretty much. And it's 12 up 4, so 6 divided by 1.2 equals 15. So it's really critical to ding this one. Oh, I did move. I went with putt mode when I should have went with chip mode, I guess. I thought I remembered I might have had that putt a while ago and it didn't move. I think I had that on my mind. So, but my first line was obviously correct. So that was a missed opportunity, definitely. Hopefully that should blow me back to the left enough. Even missing the ding, or I hope it does, because we won't we won't get over otherwise. Yeah, that's fine. So here we got 119 with another 18 headwind. I'm going to add 2 yards to this one as well. So what is this? 18. So so 119. 128 is what I'm going to call it, and 139. 139. I definitely want to be right of the hole here, so I think I could play a neutral 9-iron, but I'm not going to. I'm a little bit nervous about playing those. I'm going to come down a little bit on it, maybe level with the check mark or so, and try and ding this. There's another one early. You really don't want to miss that early, I don't think. That was about right. That putt, the 2 yards I added again cost me. That's funny. This putt's actually not bad though, if you can get the read anywhere close to right. It's really difficult to say whether it's actually going to move or not. It definitely shouldn't move this way. It should not move left as we look here. If it moves at all, it should be to the right as we look, or not at all. So I'm going to go essentially left center here, like this, and hit it very, very soft. So I'll hit this, I don't know, maybe 3. Missed the ding a bit, but got away with it. So that's not a, for going long, that's actually not a bad putt there. Probably as good as you're going to get from up there. So that was early. Hopefully it comes back out in the fairway. You really don't want to miss this fairway. Yeah, I would rather be behind the green. Well, maybe not. I was going to say I'd rather be behind the green on 5 with the back pin or 6 with the back pin, but that's crazy talk. Than be in the rough here. So this one I'm definitely going to add 3 yards. So I'm going to play this 130. So 141. So let's see. 141. So if I hit the same thing I did the last time, maybe I'll end up getting a little bit of release here, I hope. Wow, early again. Wow. Can't even fluke a ding. There's the release I wanted. That was, eh. If I dinged it, it probably would have been a little bit better distance-wise, but that's acceptable anyway. That distance is. The line isn't, obviously, but you really don't want to leave yourself a lot of 9-footers like this if you can help it, especially on the easy hole. 16 is one of the easy holes, but this is another putt that I just break down. It's much easier for me to look at the first 3 dots. It's a much easier focus point to figure out the first 3 and then the last 2 separately. So the first 3, I would go somewhere there, and the last 2 aren't doing a whole lot, so probably there. And that's how I get a starting point on a putt like this. Usually. I would be happy with that, I think. And I don't know if that's a unique system or if a lot of people do that, but that's just something that's just the way I do it. So, 248 down 4. So 12, so 16. So this is actually about 230-ish. Got a dead 1 o'clock wind here, so what do we got? We got 18, 70%, so a bit that'll do for the crosswind. What was that again? Let me just double check. That was 13, so alright, so somewhere there should do. So I'm gonna hit iron. Full backspin should be about 226. 230-ish should be just about there. So early again. I've hit every single one of these early by a lot. I think I have such a I'm so paranoid about going long that, or not going long, paranoid about going late that I'm kind of in this early phase at the moment, so alright, so this is a tricky little pitch here. You can flop this, obviously, that being a fine option, and I might be forced into it, actually, because more or less you just want to get this onto the green, basically, and let it roll down to the hole. So probably take about 3 yards off of this and actually play it 7 or so, and it'll probably land, maybe play it 8, and it'll probably land back here somewhere and roll down, I hope. I'm gonna have to play a lot of break though. If it lands there somewhere, it's really gonna, so it's dangerous to play this way, definitely. Should just roll down. Wow, that stopped. Can't believe that stopped. Usually from there, that's a tough one to get to stop. But I hit that close to 8. I guess I should have hit it 9. That's kind of hard to believe from 40-50 with this ball that I'd have to actually play that 9 and not 8. That's surprising. It is very fast greens though. I should have taken that into consideration, and I didn't, so definitely didn't take that into consideration. Well, this is unfortunate. Not a whole lot we can do here. That missed putt on 14 is really going to come back and bite us now, because we're not going to get a chance to make a birdie here. Be lucky to make par. Be lucky to make par. Just some poor shots. Poor shot on the last hole, obviously, and what was the other one that was poor? I can't remember. What was it? Let's see. It was 14 and yeah, I guess it was just 14 and 17. 14 wasn't even that bad. It was just a bad putt. I'm just gonna hit this full top and maybe it'll roll. Probably not gonna get enough carry, but oh, I didn't. So much for the roll. So much for the roll. So 31, and then probably about 35, 36. So punch. 36. Might even go 37 actually. 36, 81%. So go a little bit more than that. A little bit there. Oh wow, too much. 2 yards long. Should have stuck with that in 4 and played it 35. That was my initial thought, but I'm still not sure about punches, exactly how much to allow for wins from those distances. It's something I've been kind of lazy about, so this isn't really the putt you want to be looking at for par on 18. But it's not too bad. Definitely missable though, wouldn't be surprised if I missed it. So yeah, could have been a nice round. I think -6 in high winds though is not, it's not terrible. That putt was really 18. There was nothing we could do. 17 was just a total disaster, and 14 was just a very easy putt that I misread. So all in all, I don't know, acceptable, I guess. So yeah, so that's it.